Inbox is like my excuse to drink beer. It's good. Okay, first question is from some guy. We'll put it on the screen, shall we? Okay, currently working on a 2 grandish or less build, and so far I have an ASRock Z77 Extreme 4, 3770K, and 2 GTX 670s. Trying to pick a set of 16GB 2133 MHz memory, and I was looking at Mushkin and Corsair. The cast latency and the timing are advertised as similar towards each, but the Corsair memory is $40 more for some reason. Apparently, it's fast for the Z77 boards. Does that actually mean that it has an advantage? Why does Corsair price their products like that? And I've been hearing a ton about Mushkin memory and about how good it is. Is it true, and why? Does Intel recommend 1.5 volt RAM for some reason? And he sent some links to the different RAM. Now, the Corsair memory runs at 1.5 volts, and the Mushkin that you linked me, it was the Mushkin Redline 2133, the cast latency of 9, that had 1.65. That was 1.65 volt. Now, the thing about the Z77s and the X79 chipsets, the RAM is pretty much just right into the CPU. It's not like it used to be where it had to go through whatever.
Yeah, it's different architecture than it used to be. Memory is a lot lower voltage too. That's
yeah.
More in line with what the CPU has too.
Yeah.
I remember when memory was 5 volts or 5.5.
Jesus, like just unbelievable voltage. So having lower voltage RAM, I mean 1.65 will work. I usually don't recommend it because there's not a lot you can do with it. Sometimes it'll limit what you can do with your CPU. 1.65 is bad. Stay away from anything higher than that, but 1.5 is where you really want to be, or lower. I've seen some 1.35 volt. You're not going to get those in like 2133 megahertz flavor. You'll get those in like 1600 or lower. So stick with 2133. Now what you could do is you can grab some Mushkin Blackline. They make some that has it's 1.5 volts. The cast latency is a little bit higher. It's 10, I think, instead of 9 with the Corsair. But it's also a lot less expensive. So that's one way to go. And one thing that I like about the Mushkin memory, a lot of their modules are Micron, but they really test the hell out of those. If you buy something that's advertised to run at cast 10, a lot of times you can run it at like 9. They're very overclockable, and they test these things above and beyond what's on the label. So that's one thing that's nice about them. If you get a Mushkin, you know it's going to work, and you know you're going to be able to get even more out of it. So that's really nice. I highly recommend it. And yeah, for the newer motherboards, definitely get the lower power memory. With this system back here, it's an X79. I had some higher power memory, and it actually underclocked my entire system because the system was like, nope, can't do it. And it brought the memory down in voltage, and it downclocked the memory to like 1066, and then everything ran slower. So I was just playing around with some older memory, you know, like it was a couple years old. So you want to get high quality memory that is low voltage. Very important. All right, next question is from Mr. FG Video. Good morrow, old chap. I was down at the pub, see, wetting my whistle when I got one of them memos saying you had uploaded an internet tape. You can understand my excitement when the wife and I got to the end and discovered that there was another competition. At first, I was getting the bum's rush, but it was short-lived when the wife asked if you won, how would it get here? Son of a gun, she was right. So I sent out my best worker to hunt for the answer, and I'm afraid to say that he has not returned, and I fear the worst. So I'm taking the bull by the horns and bringing it to you. Yours faithfully, Mr. FG Video. Well, Mr. FG Video, you may have lost that worker, sir. I do apologize for your inconvenience. I did not advise for you to send out workers. I advise for you to take the bull by the horns yourself and do it yourself. I don't want to give away a prize to someone who sends out their workers. I want to give away a prize to someone who toils and puts forth the effort themselves. Hear, hear, to those who toil for the competition.
Yeah.
Yes. We're giving away some things now. You have more chances, sir. And hopefully you have less employees to send out. So you do it yourself. Radeon 7970 from Diamond. I'm going to give it away just out of the kindness of my damn heart. Just giving this away. You have to be a member of Tech Syndicate. So there starts your toil, sir. If you're not a member of Tech Syndicate, you need to join. You should join anyway because the community is really awesome. A lot of smart people on there. If you got build video, if you got like a build question or something, if you want to hang out in the forum, there's a lot of stuff going on. We've got a chivalry server going on. So just look at the link in the description, and that'll tell you how to enter. There'll be a question, a riddle, maybe. And that's good. Yeah, I'm going to give away some other stuff. Oh, you know what? I'll give away a video game, too. How about it? I have here in my hands Sleeping Dogs. It was packaged with one with the Radeon that I've got over there, but you guys can have it. Sleeping Dogs. Does anybody want Sleeping Dogs? there's going to be a link in the description that says, win a copy of Sleeping Dogs. Just giving away everything. Why not? You guys are awesome. That's why we give back.
We're even going to give away his pants.
My pants. I got a pair of pants with a hole in the crotch. You guys can have those.
Used and worn.
Yes. You know how cold those things were walking around New York with no underwear on? In like 20-degree weather?
Mighty gusts.
Yes. Mighty gusts. Chill you to the bone, sir. Next question from Nathan. Logan, are you for or against touchscreen for non-mobile devices? And if so, why? For non-mobile devices. I guess you mean like a desktop computer. I don't think you mean like an airport terminal thing that's like you touch screen and like get your information and stuff. I am against it for a lot of different. I mean, I guess you could have a monitor, but it just seems weird to be like. This seems like a much better scenario. Maybe if you put like something like a Surface on your desk and you could touch things and move them around. I don't know, Max. What do you think?
Yeah, if it was a Surface Touch keyboard, I think that'd be pretty awesome. But if it's a screen, hell no.
What if it was like a separate screen on your desk? This mouse pad here, like we got this Diablo 3 mouse pad from SteelSeries. What if this thing was like one of those new flexible LCDs and you could just like lay it down, it came on, and then you could like move stuff around on the screen? Would that be cool?
That would be cool because that's a different kind of interaction if it's in front of me. I mean, it gets a hassle, putting your hands there.
Yeah, reaching up and touching like sitting here and doing this. I feel like that's going to be ridiculous. That's a bit ridiculous. I think
Star Trek ridiculous.
Yeah, I think the next wave or the next interface for the computer is going to be some sort of a pad that kind of like rolls out, lays down, and it becomes a screen here on the desk that you can physically manipulate by touching. So I think that's going to be the future, and that I am for. I'm all for innovating and finding ways to improve upon our. This has been our interface with the computer for like 20 years. Maybe more than that, right?
It was late 60s. A German guy developed the first mouse.
Yeah.
Crude-looking wood thing too. That was pretty awesome.
Yeah, I remember that thing. So it's been quite a while, like 40 years then, and 50 years, I don't know. A long time. It's been our interface. So I think it's about time for someone to innovate on that. I don't think this is going to go away, but it'd be really cool if you could have two things that were paired together. You put a mouse on there and something special happens. Maybe like sparkles will go everywhere. It'll say, ooh, there's a mouse. Let's do effects. That's what's going to happen, dude. There's going to be like My Little Pony and Brony stuff and like Care Bears and like Disney stuff, and it's just going to be a mess. But that's the only way I'm for it. I'm not for like the whole touchscreen on the screen. That's just silly. Even though Windows 8 is like all crazy about it and stuff. Yeah, I like my mouse and keyboard. I like my tactile feedback. Tactile feedback is nice. All right. Next question or statement or long email is from Lego Lizard. It says, hello, Logan. I'd like to say that your show is awesome. I'm sure you get a vast array of emails that say that, though, and I'm really sorry if this sounds like another run-of-the-mill email. Just run-of-the-mill. So run-of-the-mill. Max, I'm bored. Are you bored?
I'm very bored.
Oh, Lego Lizard. Oh, your name is Lego Lizard. You must be pretty cool. I shall read on. Yet, one thing in the 6 Strikes Against the 6 Strike Plan video I noted was your desire for people to get off their asses and stop consuming garbage, and I think that's completely true. Yet, do you believe that the widespread increase of apathy and laziness is caused by the internet and advances in computer technology as a whole? For example, have websites like Facebook, Twitter, and other social media sites made people unwilling to go out and research things that are untrendy? The internet is the largest single collection of information ever amassed by humanity, and I find it odd that most people don't actually see the internet as a whole. I believe it is precisely the internet that has caused this apathetic attitude in most people, almost as if the system is punishing itself. If you think otherwise, could you explain why you feel people have been okay with consuming garbage like Nicki Minaj? I don't even know how to spell her name, lol. Thank you, and keep on making amazing content. Regards, Lego Lizard. Okay, dude, that was a really, really good question, or a really good statement that you sent in. So thank you so much for that email. One of the most insightful emails I've had in a while. So, yeah, you know what? I do agree with you on a lot of these points here. Now, Max, you wrote a paper on this, right?
Oh, it's a short paper for one of my classes in college where we had to write about social norms and whatnot. And
give us the essence.
Well, the essence is, if you think about it, if you have people that are narcissistic already, like you say, like on Facebook,
yeah.
Well, those people probably weren't originally narcissistic, but all their friends have the same feelings towards things, so they want to be like their friends because we all want to emulate somebody.
Right. like you want to have your own little tribe.
Yeah,
or
everybody wants to fit in.
Click or whatever.
Yes. And the thing comes down to is we all just want to fit into that tribe, and it ends up right now. Like I agree with what you're saying. It's a garbage tribe. It's just narcissism, egocentrism. It's just people wanting to be not who they are because what TV and magazines say, and what magazines and TV is saying now is telling us to be not who you are, be selfish, be completely centered about yourself. And not caring about anything around you. It's like
and eat all of our garbage.
Yeah, eat all the cake, piss on everything, and light the world on fire. Is basically what magazines are telling us to do.
So that's a pretty good analogy for like mainstream media. Like
it's terrible, but it's true. It's the way it is. I mean, I read those magazines time to time just to see what kind of crap flows out of these editors' mouth, and it surprises me. Certain things get published, like Cosmo magazine, for example. Where do they go get those editors? Where do they find these people? What dregs do they go through? Where do they pull these people up from? It's like, when you're cleaning out your shower drain, and you pull it up, you have all that hair.
Hey, it's like, hey, we've got a Cosmo editor right here.
That's all the editors right there.
Fucking Cosmo editor was in my drain. Let's put him to work. He can write articles.
It's just an example. I mean, that's just one example. That's like the worst.
Yeah. Well, the other part of his question was the fact that he was saying that are people so lazy that they're only going to Facebook and Twitter and they're missing the entire rest of the beautiful internet? So that's something else I want to talk about because, yes, a lot of people, they get stuck on Facebook and Twitter. And we went to go see Lewis Black in Louisville a while ago, and he's doing his thing, the fucking Lewis Black. And anyway, what he had to say was hilarious because he was like, back in the day, I used to be able to say, hey, go to my website. But now I can't do that anymore. I have to have a Facebook page to tell people to go to my Facebook page so they can go to my fucking website. And that was pretty much Lewis Black. And he's like, and then someone sends me a message, and I get an email that says, hey, you got to go to Facebook to read the email, and it's an email that should have been in my fucking inbox in the first place.
Pretty much.
That was pretty much exactly what he said. And you know what? They are missing a lot of the internet. And there's no hope for those people. Until they wake up and realize that they are being lazy bums, there's no hope for them. And guess what? I'm kind of a misanthrope. I don't expect everyone to change. I don't think that's possible. I'm not like some kind of idiot who thinks that there's a utopian future in store, because a lot of our society is just dead weight. There's a bunch of mouth breathers.
Yeah, I mean, it's like a lot of past books talked about this. Like Brave New World is a good example.
Yeah,
a good scary example. I mean, 1984.
But there's a lot of people that you just can't do anything with, and I'm okay with leaving them behind and just like doing our own thing, guys. They can they can have the pulp culture. It's like I said, what I was saying in that video is a little bit sensationalized in the Six Strikes video, and really it's not always going to go away. But we don't have to even acknowledge it anymore. We can have our own culture. We don't have to pirate that stuff because there's enough good stuff that you can just share with each other, the nice indie content. So that's really what I'm encouraging. And people like you, sir, Mr. Lego Lizard, and hopefully the people on our website have the wool torn from their eyes, and they can see, and they know that it's all BS. So we'll save whoever we can, but if people don't have ears, you can't talk to them.
I got a good analogy for this. It's like the people in the swimming pool, and the pool's right next to the ocean. They can't see the forest for the trees, basically.
Yeah, they're like, hey, this is a nice little swimming pool. The freaking ocean is beautiful.
Yeah, it's right there, right next to it, and all that's blocking them is a fence with nothing on top. Little short fence.
Yeah, and they're too lazy to hop over the fence or even look over it. They're like, I don't want to know what's over there. And those people are worthless, in my opinion. I don't have anything to do with them, and it's just sad that a lot of the world is like that.
They filthy swimming pool that hasn't been cleaned for years.
Yep.
Years.
Okay, this last question is from Curtis. It's my first gaming PC, and I want to try 3-monitor gaming. Whichever cards I get, I will get the opposite brand next year so that I can try new things. That's very open-minded of you. And form an opinion on NVIDIA versus AMD. Anyway, which of the two in Crossfire SLI will be better for surround/Eyefinity gaming? I will be playing mostly Battlefield 3, Skyrim, Minecraft, Medal of Honor, and lots of other games. Which 79.7 would you recommend if I go that route? And do you game on 120 Hz monitors? Is it worth spending an extra $200 per monitor for 120 Hz? I love your videos, and I hope you can get more things to review. Curtis. It's interesting. He wanted more things to review. Last week we had the guy from Germany, or a few days ago we had the guy from Germany, remember? Who didn't want us to review anything. So, as you can see, the audience wants a lot of different things, and we try to help you guys out as much as possible, as well as help ourselves out. So, Curtis, what I'm going to recommend for you, because I had a lot of headaches with Crossfire, especially Crossfire and Eyefinity all together. It was like kind of a headache. If you're just going to go the one card, if you're going to go with like a one card solution, the 7970 is the fastest, especially if you're doing 3 monitors. But since you're doing 2 cards, go ahead and get 2 GTX 680s. The price just came down. You can find an EVGA superclocked for like the same price as the standard EVGA stock clock. It's kind of weird. There's like a sale going on now where like all of them are like just cheap. So grab one of those. The super clocked has a back plate which lowers the temperature like 4 or 5 degrees, and it also has larger holes on the bracket, larger exhaust holes, and that lowers the temperature 3 or 4 degrees as well. So it's a nice overclock, and I really like that card. Get 2 of those, you'll be happy. SLI is just the way to go, in my opinion. I mean, there's some decent stuff that can be done with Crossfire, but I've had a few headaches with it, so I can't recommend it wholeheartedly. Like I said, 1 GPU, $79.70. 2 GPUs, $680. That's my opinion, and I love the EVGA superclocked. Like, usually I recommend getting like a stock and then overclocking yourself, but if the price is right, man, just go ahead and get that one. It's already tested, and so you know it's going to work, and you can even push it a little farther if you want to. So that's that. Good inbox. If you guys want to know what I'm drinking 3 Philosophers. It's made in New York.
I can smell your breath from here.
It's delicious.
It's like, what, 11%?
Something like that, yeah. It's only like 10, yeah.
Doing the Lewis Black thing, I could smell it all the way over here. I'm like, that smells delicious.
You know, with Lewis Black, he does spit a lot when he talks, so I was trying to, like, project, or trying to, you know, like...
You did it.
It was working, you know.
I was getting the essence.
It's a Belgian-style quad. And, yeah, explore some new beers, too, guys. I mean, explore the world.
There's a whole ocean of beers out there, guys. Not just Natty Ice or Bud Light that you might buy for cheap.
That stuff's disgusting.
The mathematics there.
Yeah, people are like, American beer is nasty. No, it is not. This is made in New York, and it's amazing. It's almost as good as any Belgian quad I've had.
Most American brands actually get top ratings. I mean, look at Three Floyd. That's
3 Floyds. This stuff is amazing. In Indiana, like there's nothing going on in Indiana except this.
I think what it was there's a diverse amount of climates we have in the U.S. We don't have the right soil.
That's number one.
But we have a lot of different climates compared to Europe, which is mostly mountains and altitude. And
yeah, well, the other thing that I was talking to somebody from Europe, and they were talking about how a lot of the beers there are bland and standard. A lot of people are afraid to break from the norm because it's like a beer is such a tradition there. It's like this is a
lot of countries have
1,000-year-old thing, you know.
A lot of countries have their own laws for beers that they keep to that law. Like Germany has got the three rules. Like it has to be certain type of hops, certain type of water.
That's weird.
And the right type of fermentation. It's like they have to stick to it. Otherwise, it's not a beer.
In America, they just said, you know, they threw all that.
They said, fuck it, we're just going to throw it all
do
together.
whatever we want. Try whatever. Hops, dry hops, wet hops. Oh my God, different malt. Stir it all up, see what we make. So that's kind of cool. There's a lot of experimental stuff going on. This isn't experimental. It's just like a Belgian quad. But yeah, beer snobs, Jesus. We're coffee snobs too. It's good to be, it's good to know, you know, just what's good out there. It's good to experience things, guys. So get out there and do that. Hopefully we're encouraging you guys to expand your horizons in music and movies and indie stuff and hardware and beer.
Find new stuff, show it to your tribe.
Yes.
And introduce the new things to your tribe. Maybe they'll be scared at first, but they'll like it eventually.
Challenge everyone around you to expand.
Challenge and question.
Yes. And every time you do something, hold it in your hand and think, why? I'm going to buy this pair of baggy pants. Why? Because I like the way they feel. I'm going to drink this beer. Why? Because it's 4 times as strong as a regular Budweiser, 3 times the price, and 10 times the taste.
Yeah, but you could drink
do the math. Do the math.
You don't get bad hangovers from good beers, I've noticed.
All right, guys. Send questions to inbox@techsyndicate.com. And good luck in the contest. Links are in the description. Subscribe. Yeah. All right, let's go have some dinner, shall we? See you guys later.